Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 208, Technical Analysis Edition. Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on Twitter or Discord. Links is in the description for Discord, Twitter. It'll pop up throughout the stream somewhere in the bottom part of the video. Anyways, you guys can join us on Twitter as well. It's at the State of Crypt 1. Happy Sunday night. I hope you're having a great time, guys. Yeah, it's Sunday, right? Tomorrow, beginning of the week again. A lot more home office coming in. A lot more home office work coming in for sure. Next week, I'm probably going to be off a couple days. I'll update you on those probably Monday or Tuesday. The days that I might be off probably are going to be Thursday through Sunday. It's going to be Easter. And we do get a couple days off here in Mexico for Easter. Mainly Thursday and Friday. And I want to spend those days with my family, right? So I want to stay with them. I want to decompress a little bit. Really just like not even look at coronavirus news. Just sit, relax for a little bit, take things easy, and then come back, regroup, and come back for stream again following Monday, right? Anyways, again, thank you all for staying and watching this show. Again, I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're staying safe. And let's move on to the technicals. What is happening with crypto? Let's see, total market cap, right? That's the last thing we did. We did an upsloping channel. Starting to tightness of the Bollinger Bands. Sitting above the 20 simple moving average. We are yesterday losing some market cap, right? Money flowing out of the cryptosphere, 1.36%, approximately $2.57 billion moves to the downside. Today, moving up slightly, 0.98%, $1.83 billion moves to the upside, now sitting at $188.58 billion. Now, Bitcoin dominance, it's yesterday went down a little bit, 0.01%. Today is going up a little bit. It's actually sitting at zero. Probably gapped down on opening, but sitting at 66.43% of market cap. The price of Bitcoin is sitting at $6,843.29. Now, what is happening with Bitcoin? It's out of this blue area, right? It's staying out, which is good, above the 20, which is also good. But really failing to burst through 7,075, which is this white line that we have here, right? And failing to burst through 7,200, which is this other line up here. Now, we're seeing some tightness of the Bollinger Bands as well, starting to come in a little bit. And we know when those Bollinger Bands get tight, like they here, we get explosive moves, right? We tend to get explosive moves that, again, bring volume in, volatility into the market, which is something that we're looking for. But right now, we're really getting to a point where we might get another explosive move soonish, right? Now let's go to the other Bitcoin chart that we look at. We're still floating again. You can see here a little bit better the Bollinger Bands, right? Starting to come in here and here on the bottom, above the 20, above the 382, but below the 50 at 7,181, which is again very close to 7,200 that we called out in the other chart. Bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We moved down a little bit, but not too much. Today seems like we want to recover, but really not getting that much strength yet. Neutral on the other side, 51.14. Nothing else happening. That positive momentum starting to die out. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, right, we're talking about being potentially within a just by using candle bodies, right? We're trying to get whether or not we were in a symmetrical triangle. I don't believe this is going to be valid. That's why I left it in blue, right? We talk about this. If it's in blue, it's a possibility that we're not too sure about because we could be using the wicks, and if we're using the wicks, then we'd be looking at a completely different picture, right? If we go by the wicks, then we're just hitting resistance on the top. Then on the bottom, I'm trying to figure out where I want to anchor from. If I anchor from here, I don't get that many touch points, right? We don't really get that tightness coming in. If I go to this one, we could get some touch points, I guess. Yeah, at least two, the same, right? But again, symmetrical triangles tend to break either to the upside or the downside. They're really, are not going to give us a clear picture as to where we might go. Now, this is from the 1 hour chart. For some reason, it's here on the 4 hour, right? There we go. Again, this is also from the 1 hour, from the 1 hour chart. There we go. Last thing we called bullish, right? Price action to the upside. We got that rise. We were flirting with the 20 yesterday. We were at this time, right? And as you can see, we broke below it, but we're still holding it tight. We haven't really determined what we're gonna do with that. Right now, it seems like we wanted to move to the upside, but again, getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands, sitting above that 20 on the 20 on the simple moving average, right? Positive momentum starting to die out, negative momentum starting to die out, and neutral on the RSI at 58.28. On the 1 hour, again, we had that divergence, right? Price action to the downside, we got that drop. Tried to rally, but failed to make a higher high. That's fine. Right now, we're trying to rally again. Are we failing to make a higher high than this high? Yes, I do believe so. It's probably going to be very tight. Let's see this opening, 6,887, 6,885. It's like $2 off. And this is slightly lower, right? Like $2 lower, and we're going from a positive momentum to less positive momentum, and then a high on the RSI to slightly higher on the RSI. If anything, we want to go from here to here. It's slightly low, right? And we would be going in. Now, we wouldn't be creating diverge. Yeah, we would be creating hidden. Oh wait, I was anchored from here. Yep, there we go. All right, we'll be creating hidden bullish. Potential price continuation, probably part of the reason that we're seeing this small drop. Again, above the 20, really not broken down below it, which is good. And what I can see is that we're trying to rally again, and unfortunately, we could be still within this symmetrical triangle and not getting clear definition as to where we want to go yet. I guess today is going to bring a lot more movement, maybe this Monday, right? That's opening for the market. And we might get some... hopefully we'll get some wild movements. We still have like at least one more day until we complete this triangle. If it is to be valid, then we should be expecting a breakout soonish, right? Let's go to Ethereum on the daily. What is happening with Ethereum? Oh, sorry. Before we move on to Ethereum, I forgot to look at Bitcoin on the weekly, right? Because we just closed the week as well. Ethereum on the weekly, positive week, right? It was a good week last week. We had a nice movement to the upside. Right now, starting to go up a little bit, but still not getting too much definition as to where we might go. Something that we can tell on the weekly. I don't have it charted here. I do believe I might have charted it here. No, I don't. I had it on this one, right? We're going to a lower low, right? And then when my charts got deleted, this got deleted, right? When my MACD got deleted. Because I do have this line here. And again, what we're creating is strong bullish price action to the upside, and that's why you're starting to get this rise. Now let's go to Ethereum on the daily. What's happening with Ethereum on the daily? Yesterday, it seems like we gained dominance, 0.08%. Today, it looks like we're going down 0.06%, sitting at 8.43% of market cap. Again, a lot of tightness on the Bollinger Bands. Ethereum sitting at 8.43 on the dominance, right? Ethereum price, $143.95. Again, hitting the top part of this up-sloping or this rising wedge. And we're facing as resistance, right? We have not been really able to break through. Still above the 20 and still between $121 and $159. And even more between the 0.236 on the MACD and the 382, right? We have not been able to really get that move that we're looking for with Ethereum. It's just been like very, very slow, right? Trading has been very slow lately. Let's go to shorter time scales. In the 4 hour, last thing we called was bullish divergence. That was on April 3rd. Got a price action to the upside since we have not done anything, right? We're not creating anything bearish on the top. So again, we're just waiting for this. Still holding the 20. Open at the 20 and still try to rally as well. Let's see whether or not we can hold it. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands coming in. Sitting bought at 60.99 on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour. Again, the market not doing much, guys. You cannot make up stuff, right? High. Lower high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI. No divergence being developed. Now we did have this one. It fixed itself. Awesome. Let's see. Going higher. Less negative momentum every time. Also on the RSI. Seems like I probably missed this one yesterday. April the 5th at 5 in the morning. No, I didn't miss it yesterday. It happened tonight. It happened today. What is this? 44.71, 44.88. Alright, yeah, slightly going in. Oh man, I wonder if it's not that I want to anchor with this one. There we go. Right, low, higher low, a high point on the RSI to a lower point on the RSI, creating hidden bullish divergence, potential price action continuation, and we did manage to go to the upside a little bit, flirting with the 20 but failing until again we managed to pop. And did we do it here with bearish or with bullish divergence? Sorry, yeah, I think we might have. Yeah, we do. Right. Even if we here want to consider that we're going sideways, which we are, right, and then going in, we're creating just a different type of bullish divergence. Sorry guys, my headset. Gotta move my headset. Now we will be creating Class B medium bullish divergence, and moving monitor out of the way as well. It's just, I think I have a good time set up today. So some things are like in front of my desk that are just bothering me where they are. Again, bullish price action to the upside. We did get it. Broke the 20 slightly, gap down, push up, held the 20. And that's where we're at right now, right? Holding the 20. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands, we get that explosive move to the upside, but again, starting to move down a little bit. Positive momentum decreasing, and neutral on the RSI, 54.57. Let's see for Ethereum. Let's go to XRP. What is happening with XRP on the daily? Yesterday, it gained dominance, 0.10%. Today is losing 0.19%. See that 4.21% market cap. The price of XRP, 18.081 cents. Again, very close to where we opened yesterday, right? Have not done many moves with XRP. Again, just sideways motion, touching the bottom part of this rising wedge. Again, using it as probably a support right now. Above the 20, tightness of the Bollinger Bands, less positive momentum, neutral on the RSI, 50.39. Not a lot of movement. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Again, not much happening, right? We were here yesterday. We didn't have any kind of divergence. We're still not making it today. Negative momentum, though. We could be making something on the negative side. No, yes, we are. I'm going to call this one there. Right, we're going from a low to a slightly higher low. Going from negative momentum to more negative momentum, right? And on the RSI, I do believe we might also be going to a lower point. Yeah, we're... right, there we go. Again, creating hidden bullish potential price continuation, and probably part of the reason that we're seeing this movement to the upside on the 4 hours. Again, that movement, very nice. Touched the top part of the Bollinger Bands rejection, and again, above the 20. So let's wait and see how this keeps on building up. We're getting tightness out of the Bollinger Bands. We could get an explosive move to come in. And again, we don't know where it's going to be right now. This is bullish. We could expect for it to break to the upside, but we rejected the 20 and we're rejecting higher prices. We're going to wait for this to develop a little bit more. Neutral on the RSI at 58.46. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Last thing we called was bearish price action to the downside. We broke down, right? We were here yesterday during the stream, 10 p.m. And, you know, we just kept on going down slightly more. That's fine. Now, what we ended up creating here in the short term, and part of the reason that we're bouncing low, lower low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, low on the RSI, lower on the RSI. We don't quite have it on the RSI, but on the MACD, we do have that divergence, strong bullish price action to the upside. Again, tested the 20 once, twice, and the third time we managed to break above it. Right now, we're starting to move down a little bit. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands came in. We expanded them, but not too much. So again, we might get a lot of tightness coming in, and we might get another explosive move again. Neutral on the other side, 56.90. Let's go to Litecoin, I guess. If you guys have any questions, you can put them on the chat and we'll look at them. Litecoin dominance, what's going on? Yesterday we gained dominance, 0.10%. Today losing 0.31%. Sitting at 1.39% of market cap. The price of Litecoin, $40.68. Within this rising wedge, using the bottom part as support. Again, neutral on the RSI at 46.36. Let's go to the 4 hours, sorry. Last time we called bullish, going up, failing at the 20. Managed to come back up again, right? We saw this happening on the other part of the market, so we know this is playing off something else because it's not creating its own movements, right? Then we're up here, we've gone lower again. Nothing happening on the 4 hour, at least not short term. Low, higher low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, low on the other side, higher on the other side. Nothing going on. Neutral at 57.42. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour. Again, we were flirting with the idea of maybe this being a triangle. We're ignoring the wicks because it made sense. Now, my question is, should we consider the wicks though? If we consider the wicks, I just get horrible anchor points, right? Because I'm not anchoring to anything here, unless I ignore that large wick, and then I go and use these minor ones, and then it would seem to make sense, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points, right? And that could make sense. And again, like Bitcoin, it would also put us at a point where tomorrow we should be completing this pattern. If it is to be a valid triangle, symmetrical triangle, we should be breaking out soonish, right? So that's why I said tomorrow, Monday could be an interesting day for the market, right? We could get a movement happening, at least moving out of this triangle, which would be good. Now high, lower high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the other side, lower on the other side, right? Not much going on. Let's see in the bottom part. All right, so this is going to be very tiny, man. There we go. I forgot to just leave it on the 1 hour, I guess. Visibility, yeah, it's on the 1 hour. Awesome. So low, lower low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, right? Again, some bullish divergence, price action to the outside. We get that bounce, failed at the 20 though. And we wouldn't have it here on the other side, which is going lower and even lower here. And again, just going with the market. That's the only thing you have to play on Litecoin, right? We're getting some indecision happening here. Let's see, shorter. Look at this. All right, so if we want to consider this a high and go to a low, again, I would much rather anchor this from positive momentum, but we're anchoring from 0 to positive, right? And we'll be creating hidden bearish divergence, which I'm not going to call, man. I'm just not going to do it. I was trying to look for that, but again, I'm just trying to justify that move, and I'm not going to do that, man. We're going lower and we're going higher, yes. Lower in the price, higher here. But I'm not going to go from 0. I'd much rather have a positive momentum, right? That's what's probably breaking us down, though. And it could just also be regular market motion. Hitting the 20, bouncing from it, which is good. And sitting at $40.68, right? So let's go to Binance and look at that. Let's look into Binance, see what's going on with Binance. Yesterday on the daily, we gained a little bit of dominance, 0.46%. Today we're losing it, though, 0.68%. Sitting at 1.13% of market cap. The price of Binance, $13.73. Now, again, sideways motion, man. And the market has just not been moving very much yesterday and today, or 2 days ago. So we've just been doing very, very tiny moves. A lot of tightness on the Bollinger Bands. Above the 20 simple moving average, which is good. Positive momentum starting to die out. And neutral on the other side, 51.28. Not a lot happening. So let's go to the 4 hours and see if we get a better clue. See, last thing we called was this divergence, right? Price action to the downside. We're still moving down from it. Holding the 20, which we knew was a possibility, bouncing from it, still getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands. They're starting to come in a little bit more, as you can tell. Volatility leaving the market. Something that I'm looking at now, which we didn't have yesterday, right? Low, higher low. And then positive momentum, sorry, negative momentum, more negative momentum. On the other side, we don't have it. Low, high, that's fine. But here we're creating that hidden bullish potential price continuation, and probably part of the reason that we're managing to hold a 20 and bouncing from it, which is good. Again, let's see if we can manage to stay above the 20, and if we go and make a slightly higher high, what I'm worried about is it might not be as strong, and whatever slightly higher high we make, we create still more strong bearish divergence, and then we break down from there. So let's go to the 1 hour chart. Alrighty, so where were we at last night? I think last night we were like around here. Yeah, it would seem about right. We had divergence. We were hunting for this divergence, right? We were hoping that it would play out, but of course we kept on moving down, and we knew it was a possibility. We kept on going lower, and we kind of negated it, right? Low, lower, low, negative momentum, more negative momentum, and that's fine, really. That's why we keep on tracking stuff as it keeps on building, right? But from here to here, we do have that divergence, right? So again, that's why we gotta keep on looking at the charts, especially if we're waiting for a move to happen, right? You don't want to just chart something and forget about it. You want to come back and look at what's happening with the market. Now, what we can see is low, lower, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, creating that strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside, popping us above the 20, right? And then above that, we're still holding the 20. Held it once, twice, 3, 4 times. We're still trying to go slightly higher, but we're unable right now. That's fine. We don't have anything on the other side. That's going to be it for crypto. If you guys have something else you want me to look at in crypto, let me know. And we'll definitely look at that, right? But meanwhile, I'm going to look really quick at silver on the daily. Right, managing to get above the 20, holding it still, indecision happening right now, even though yesterday was a red day. We managed to bounce with it, so confirming we are above by that. Tightness of Bollinger Band starting to close in. And really not developing much to here, right? We could still go on tracking this, right? This already played out to the downside. We could still go on to there and keep on tracking that. And we're still building that hidden bearish, right? That would mean price continuation. Now, I'm going to leave it as I had it right now. Neutral on the RSI at 44.39. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chart this other line to there and just have double lines, right? Because one of them already played out. There's no reason why we couldn't still be on tracking that. Now that's it for silver. Let's go to gold real quick. Gold, we had that divergence again. Price action to the downside, breaking below 20, managing to bounce above it, using it as support, right? A couple days ago, and hitting it as a trampoline. Now I'm waiting for this to go slightly higher. And what's worrying me is that we could go slightly higher than this previous high. And then we create some kind of divergence, bearish, strong, and then still, like gold could potentially break down again. Sitting at 54.76 on the RSI. I'm not going to look at the markets, they're closed. The only thing I'm going to look at on the markets, stock markets, is just going to be the US 30, which is the Dow live. I'm not believing it's going to, yeah, it is moving, right? April the 6th already. It's stating that it's going up. So again, big chance that tomorrow, right, this is the 3rd, this is the 6th. So tomorrow when we open, we could potentially be opening up. And that would be a good sign for the Dow. So it's up right now, 605 points. So from the closing, we could potentially expect to be gapping up on the opening bell. Let's look at oil real quick. Man, if you did take our play on oil, what we called it, we're calling it here at the bottoms. We said, look, potential to the upside. It was a 40+% move, right? So or 35, between 35 and 45, depending on when you got in. But huge upside, neutral right now on the RSI at 46.59. Let's wait and see how this keeps on developing tomorrow. Really nothing else I can chart. The only thing I can see right now, and it will be similar to gold, right? We're going from a high to a lower high and creating much more positive momentum now, right? And also on the MACD, we don't quite have that. But again, potential like hidden bearish, potential price action to the downside. Probably why we opened down here. That's going to be it for this. We're going to look at Bitcoin CME futures because they're important, right? We want to know where we're at. And today, finally on the weekend, we didn't have any gappage, which is good, right? Like we did back here, right? Which we had to move and close the gap from the 27th to the 30th that weekend. Now we don't have that right now, and like I said, that's good. So we don't have to worry about like Bitcoin having to like either pump or drop to cover some gap on the CME futures. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment below. You can also like present them on live chat, and that's fine. Again, thank you all for watching. If you like what we do, you know what to do. You should hit that like, that bell, that sub. the bell so that you know when we come live, and the sub, it's good. And lets YouTube algorithm know that you like the content, and they'll promote it to other people that have or might have similar interests to you. And that obviously helps us grow as a channel. So I hope you're having a great time, staying safe. I hope next week is not super boring for you guys. I hope you can at least make the most of this time, being quarantined, being at home, self-isolating, social distancing, whatever you want to call it. Wishing you guys all the best. Again, this is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys on this awesome Sunday night. I'll catch you again tomorrow for another edition of State of Crypto. And remember, next week, there's going to be some days that I'm not going to be here. Probably Thursday and Friday and Saturday. I'm still yet to be determined. But I'll let you guys know for sure when that happens. Thank you all for watching. Until tomorrow.